So I wanted to make a quick video, and I highly doubt that this is going to be one of them. But I wanted to talk about what we did last weekend. We went and bought some Billy Bookcases from IKEA. But while I was putting those together, I decided to clean up the entire Lego room, and I got that guy dug out a little bit, and he's still sitting there, still in the box. Thanks, Jason. Hasn't really been touched, hasn't really been opened, but the box is completely wrecked from all the various. You can see all the tape on it. This box is destroyed. But I don't think. I think all the pieces are still inside. I hope they are. I don't remember taking any out. But I wanted to talk about these things. So we went to IKEA. They have the curbside pickup. We ordered online. We didn't go in the store because it's always packed. So we bought that. And you might remember before I had the little other table here, the little folding table sitting there for my work area. I had a nice little L shape going. But I just wanted everything up off the floor. So I for a while I've been ruminating about, hey, let's just go get some more bookshelves from IKEA. And then we can take up everything up the floor. So what's left on the floor is, obviously this box. I don't know what to do with that yet. And that stuff over there in that corner. And I got a few things over here in this corner. But other than that, everything, like I got space in here now. Like everything is out. And besides that basketball court there that I built for Josh a few months back to have fun during this COVID crisis, and he had a lot of good times with it. I just might take that apart and throw it into a bin all on its own and never like throw it back into the collection because it's a cool set. I didn't even know I owned it. I'm sure I picked it up in a lot. I didn't buy it. I know I didn't buy that set at all. So that must have come in one of my garage sale lots or something. Because I did have all the pieces except for, you're supposed to have, these are supposed to be blue. But of course, those are in the space layout. So the other thing I did when I put the Billy Bookcases in is I wanted to put this thing back on because this thing used to be over here in this guy. And I didn't want to use the 2-base tape. So I did what my friend Janie showed me on one of her pictures years ago. Is she just got this 2x2 modified brick or plate with the hole in the top and then put a screw through it. So no Legos damaged at all. There's no tape used. And it holds perfectly well. So, and I got that guy just bricked to there because I don't know where to put that guy right now. And then the 2x4 plates hold everything together. And of course, it's not filled yet. So, and the only reason why I keep on going with Billy Bookcases is because they hold my storage system so well. And what I mean by that is you get these things for $1 at Home Depot. They're called the clear shoe boxes. They're in the storage aisle. And you can put 1, 2, 3, 4 across. And they don't overlap each other. I bet this is a bad shelf, but they sit side by side. They're not pushing this. So there's a little tiny bit of wiggle room. And there's like 5 millimeters space. So so 4 across. And whoops, I just stepped on the basketball court. and if you go from the top down and just use those, you can go 15 or 16 down. So it'll hold 60 of those bins. So $60, and you have all that storage. Like that has to be cheaper than filling that full of Plano boxes or whatever other boxes you want to use. And again, I'm not going to fault. I love the Plano boxes. It's just I can't afford the Plano boxes. So I use this. And as they say, when one of these gets full, it gets subsorted into something smaller. And until it gets to like this is just 2x2s, and then any other 2x2s, I mean, this is already full. I'm going to empty out part of it. I'm going to put it in the big, huge totes in the garage and just forget about it. So anyway, back to this. I wanted to get everything off the floor, and it did. And then the shelves that were along here, I made shorter. So I still have all my Technic pieces here, my axles and gears and stuff like that. And then I actually took the other shelf that was there, and I put it between these two shelves to get the classic space sets from just stacking on top of each other, looking messy. I mean, it's still pretty densely packed there. And I don't know why I built 4 of these guys and 5 of those guys, and they just need 1. But they look so cool. So I don't want to take them apart. Just like these guys up here. Like one of these 2 is my original. I don't know which one. But one of these is, and then you get over here, and of course, I know which one of those is my original because it's pretty obvious which one of those is my original. And I put that guy together last week. I mean, I bought him off the shelf back in the day. So I'm loving this, and I'm thinking, what can I add to the layout? And I just grab something and I put it in the layout. I really should do something with those guys too. I mean, they're just sitting there getting dusty. But in the end, I'm glad I got the shelves. What happens now is that this was just thrown here because they were stuffed underneath the desk here, and they're on the floor over there. So I just put everything on the desk and on the shelves here. So I'm going to do some sorting. And what's happening is that, this whole bin is just white unsorted brick because I don't build with white. All the white's sitting over there, and it just sits there. So I'm going to sort this out, put it in the bins. Whatever doesn't fit in the bins, I'll throw in the big bins in the garage. And I'm going to start making baggies for whenever we start doing shows again. And I'm going to just start selling baggies of brick in bulk. And it's going to be basic, and it's going to be cheap if people need bulk brick, 2x4. My problem is that my bricks are played with. I mean, they're going back to when I was 4, and sometimes I buy a lot, and they're also played with. So they're pretty. Some are mint, but a lot of them are even going back to the old CA bricks, and they don't look pretty sometimes. So I'm not going to charge an arm and a leg, but I do want them out of here. So that's just the white. So this is the unsorted funky colors, what I call funky colors, because anything after 1990. 1998, I guess. Dark reds, lime green, purple, dark blue. Even these guys, the burnt sand, whatever you want to call it. I don't build with them. A lot of people do, and I love their builds. But I'm first of all, I'm colorblind, straight up. Secondly, I have classic space right now, so I do keep them, and I started a little bit years ago. So this is brown here, and then I got dark red there, and I got orange here, and then the dark blue and the light blue and the purple. And over here I got some lime green, which I always thought was cool, but I never did anything with. And of course, tan. I do sort out my tan. So other than that, though, everything ends up in that bin here, the big full bin there of multicolored bricks that's not sorted, and that bin of unsorted funky colors. And then this is Josh's layout that he did at the last show, his Ninjago show. And then a couple other bins. This whole thing is friends, and we went to Valley Village a bunch of times last year, and we just kept on finding friend sets. And so this whole bin is just friends. And I got another bin over there of just friends that my friend gave us. This is, as I said, odds and sods from my building table. You can just see this from the space layout that I'm not using anymore. And my poly bags there, I don't have anything to do with, right? So, and the wiring. So I got this whole bin is the wiring, the power supplies for that show I did a couple weekends ago. So I can just grab that bin and go, because that will power the whole show. It's even got the train controller there. And then I got EL wire, a whole bin of EL wire, because they're cheap, like $1 or $2 a kit. And then Rob Hendricks life lights right there, a whole bin of that. And then these are the old 9-volt wires that I'm slowly taking out the crappy wire and replacing it with new wire. And then more life light stuff there. So I want to organize this. I want to sort this out so I can free up these shelves, and then put stuff I'm going to use, so I don't have to get in my chair. Just reach around and grab. And right at the bottom here, by the way, and this is especially for my friend Janie, this whole bin is all my busted brick. It's all busted brick. And I never get rid of brick unless it's really icky, but I've been keeping busted brick since I was 12, after the big melt. Because before anything that got wrecked in the big melt, which was basically my entire collection, got thrown out. And so after that, and I started building again and acquiring sets again. Anytime I broke a brick, I would put it into a bin. And so I'm going to do something with that. I think Janie's talking about it. And this is my Bionicle over here. I got 1, 2, 3 bins of Bionicle that I will never use. But it's there because I get it. So this is my room, and it's much better now because everything basically is up this, because I just stepped on it. Everything is up off the floor, and I'm happy about that. And there's my trash can. Of course, it's got the right name for it. I also have my books here. And so this is my Lego Wars Saga Bible, the movie that Jake, Pete, and I made. And these are NQC programming books and a few other things. The old 260, and I think I get the coveted 6000. I got 2 260s anyway. But this is, I mentioned in a video when I talked about going to the Stratford to the when they were building Lego down there, to Lego company in Canada, Samsonite. Jack gave me from free swag. And this is one of them. And I got a pile of books and pamphlets and stuff from Jack. He was just the nicest guy in the world. So he gave me this book, and this is one of my coveted. Other people have this book out there, published in '87. But every once in a while, I don't think a couple months will go by before when I like just get into the book and I just page through. Yes, these are instructions of that guy up there. I mean, who cares, right? But the important things are before that, and the whole history of the company, and the art and the architecture. I always like that set. That's always a good one. And the world shows, Lego Park, Legoland Park, the first one, how it got built and the history behind it. But I also got into this. I think my favorite chapter, even back then, was the artist building stuff. Like, and they go into, I think it's back here. They do go into this book every so often. That fish, like seriously, the swordfish, that's all Lego. Look at the color on it. And this is before they came out with a stupid number of bricks, different colors. I think that's all basic. That's black, blue, white, trans blue probably. Just gorgeous, right? And this was when I saw you can just tell the page is what I always go to. I always wanted to try building this. I know I can't, because look how many cypress trees there are in this picture. And I'm going, wow, I cannot believe I have two. I have two cypress trees. I know I've had more when I was a kid, and I'm sure they all got busted. I'm sure probably in that bin. But I have two actually good cypress trees still to this day. But what really caught my eye is that if you look really, really close, those are 8x8 radar dishes, like in a whole stack of them. So there's probably 20, 40, 60, 80 radar dishes in this build here. And I'm going, wow, these people were allowed to. I also wanted to try building this one, because I think this, I mean, I don't know why this is not built into a real house on the lake or something like that. This is such a cool build. Some architect, the British architect, Eric Owen Perry built. I mean, that's just gorgeous. That's one of my favorite builds ever. So in this book, it goes into architects. It goes into the computers. This is 1987, so this is pre-NXT and pre-RCX, I should say. But it does have, I think, the TC logo. And you can just see when this thing was published. You can tell by the sets that are in it. And it talks about I remember that. The techniques and all that stuff. So it talks about that a little bit. The theory of a toy, how they build it, the manufacturing process. And it goes right back to the beginning. It goes right back to, the Lego Towers, which I helped build in Toronto. So the history of the company, what they're doing, where they're going. This is from 1987 perspective. And then you look at it and you say, yes, but then you get these original bricks pictures in here, and I have a few of those, thankfully. But yeah, this is basically the set that was the biggest set at the time in 1987, which is not that guy, but it's the one before that guy, which I could possibly build some point and put it up there, but I'm too lazy. But this is one of my favorite books, my favorite Lego books, and I'm glad I have it. But anyway, I think that's good enough for a video for today to catch up, because I haven't done a video in a while because I've been so busy with work and everything else. But everything's up off the floor. I'm happy about that. I'm going to try to keep it that way. And